Imagine walking into a beautiful restaurant one afternoon, just hoping to have a quiet meal. You are clean, polite, and respectful, but your clothes are old. Before you even sit down, people start to stare. Some laugh, some whisper. The waiter rolls his eyes. The manager tells you that this place is not for you. You feel the sting of judgment in every look. You haven't said a word, but they've already decided who you are, someone who doesn't belong. They don't know your story. They don't know that you once built this very place, that your hard work paid for the walls around them, the tables they sit at, and even the meal they eat. This is not just a story about an old man. It's about all of us, about how quickly the world forgets respect when it sees simplicity, and how fast it bows when it discovers power. This story will make you question how you treat people when no one is watching. If your heart still believes that kindness matters more than money, stay until the end, because this story will remind you that humanity is the greatest wealth we can have. Before we begin, I invite you to do something powerful. Subscribe to this channel, and comment below how you would react if you were in the old man's place. Let's make this video reach more people, open more eyes, and together, let's transform the way we see each other. Now, close your eyes for a moment. Imagine being that old man, walking into a place you built, and being laughed at by those who live from your legacy. This is his story, the old man in the restaurant. It was a bright afternoon when an old man walked slowly into one of the city's most luxurious restaurants. His clothes were clean but old, his shoes were worn out, and his hands showed years of hard work. He looked around, trying to find an empty seat. The restaurant was full of businessmen, wealthy families, and young people taking pictures of their food. No one noticed the old man, at least, not until he sat down. The waiter, a young man with perfect hair and a shiny watch, walked to him and frowned. "Sir, this place is not cheap," he said with a cold smile. "Maybe you're looking for the cafe down the street?" The old man raised his eyes and answered softly, "No, son. I'd like to have lunch here today. Can I see the menu, please?" The waiter sighed and walked away, whispering something to another worker. Soon, people began to look at the old man. Some laughed quietly, others pointed. A couple at the next table made a joke. "Maybe he's lost," the man said. "Or maybe he came to clean the tables." The old man kept silent. He looked at the menu carefully, though his hands trembled a bit. He ordered a simple meal soup and bread. When the food arrived, he smiled and said, "Thank you," to the waiter, but the waiter ignored him. A manager noticed the scene and walked over, his tone full of arrogance. "Sir, we have a dress code," he said, looking at the old man's clothes. "People come here to enjoy an exclusive experience. Maybe this place is not for you." The old man looked down at his soup, then raised his eyes. "I understand, young man. But tell me, does food taste different when served to someone poor?" The manager didn't like that question. He forced a smile. "Sir, please don't make this uncomfortable. You're disturbing our regular customers." At that moment, a small voice came from near the door. "Hey, mister, you dropped your wallet." It was a little boy, about 7 years old, barefoot, and holding a basket of flowers. His clothes were torn, his face was dusty, but his eyes were full of light. Everyone turned to look. The old man smiled gently and said, "Thank you, son. I must be getting old." The boy came closer and whispered, "Don't worry, sir." They laughed because they don't know. The boy looked around and saw people staring. "You shouldn't cry," he added softly. "You're stronger than them." The waiter crossed his arms and said, "Do you two know each other? We can't have beggars inside. Both of you, please leave." The boy's eyes widened. He's not a beggar. You can't talk to him like that. The boy stood between the waiter and the old man. The whole restaurant started to whisper again. Some took out their phones to record. The old man tried to calm him. "It's all right, my boy. Let's not make a scene." But the boy didn't move. His small hands clenched into fists. "No, they have to say sorry. You don't know who he is." The manager laughed. "Oh, really? Who is he then? A hidden king? A secret billionaire?" The crowd laughed too. The boy looked at the old man, then back at them. "You'll see," he said quietly. "You'll all see soon." The old man sighed and reached into his pocket. He took out a small golden card with a logo printed on it, the same logo that shined on the wall of the restaurant. The manager froze. The waiter stopped, breathing for a second. Everyone fell silent. The old man said calmly, "I'm the one who built this place 20 years ago. I sold it 5 years ago when my wife got sick. I used to eat here every Sunday at that table near the window. You see, I wanted to feel what my customers feel. But today I wanted to see what kind of people my restaurant has become." The boy smiled proudly. "I told you," he said. The old man looked around. "And I'm not disappointed by the food," he continued softly, "but I am disappointed by the hearts that serve it." The manager turned pale. "Sir, I didn't recognize you. Please forgive me." The waiter started shaking. "I'm so sorry, sir. I didn't know." The old man stood up slowly. "You didn't have to know my name to treat me with respect. You only needed kindness." The restaurant was silent. The laughter had disappeared. Even the couple who joked before looked down. In shame, the little boy still stood beside the old man, holding his hand tightly. The old man smiled at him. "Thank you, son. You reminded me that there's still hope in this world." The boy looked confused. "But, sir, what will you do now?" The old man turned to the crowd. "I think it's time I take back what I built. Not for money, but to make sure this place remembers what it was meant to be. A place of dignity, not pride." The manager's eyes widened in fear. "You mean you're buying it back?" The old man smiled faintly. "No, I never stopped owning it." Everyone gasped. The boy laughed softly, holding the old man's arm. The waiter dropped his tray. The old man looked around one last time. "Let this be a lesson," he said quietly. "Money can buy a table, but never respect." He turned to the boy. "Come, let's have lunch together." The boy smiled, and they both sat down as the entire restaurant watched in silence the revelation and the lesson. The restaurant was silent as the old man and the little boy sat together. No one dared to speak. The waiter, the manager, and the customer stood frozen, unsure of what to do. For the first time, the atmosphere of arrogance in the restaurant had turned into something else, respect mixed with shame. The boy looked at the old man and asked softly, "Sir, if you still own this place, why did you come dressed like this?" The old man smiled. "Because, my dear boy, you see the truth only when you hide what people expect to see. When they don't know who you are, they reveal who they are." The boy nodded slowly. "So you came to test them?" "Yes," the old man replied, taking a sip of his soup. "Not to punish them, but to remind them that success without humanity is failure." At the next table, a woman who had laughed earlier stood up and walked over. "Sir, I'm deeply sorry," she said, trembling. "We all judged you without knowing." The old man looked at her kindly. "It's not me you hurt, dear. It's the idea of respect that you lost. Remember, this kindness costs nothing, but it buys everything." The manager quickly came forward. "Sir, please, let me serve you personally. I'll bring anything you want, our best meal, our best wine." The old man stopped him with a gentle wave of his hand. "What I want is something money can't buy." I want you to rebuild this place with humility. I built these walls to serve people, not to measure their worth. Waiter lowered his head. I was wrong, sir. I thought money made people valuable. The old man smiled. Money makes you rich, not valuable. Your value comes from how you treat others. The boy grinned. That's what my mother says too. She sells flowers outside every day. Some people don't even look at her, but she says kindness is the only thing that never runs out. The old man placed his hand on the boy's shoulder. Your mother is a wise woman. He then looked at the boy seriously. How much do you earn from selling flowers? The boy shrugged. Maybe a few coins. Enough for some food. The old man reached into his pocket again and pulled out an envelope. He gave it to the boy. Take this, son. It's not charity, it's a reward for reminding me what truly matters. The boy opened it slowly. Inside was a scholarship paper, signed by the restaurant's foundation, and a small card that said asterisk. Those who see with the heart. Asterisk. The boy's eyes filled with tears. You mean, I can go to school? The old man nodded. You will. And one day, when you have power, remember to never forget where you came from. The people in the restaurant began to clap. Some wiped tears from their eyes. The waiter knelt down beside the old man. Sir, please teach us. We lost our way. The old man looked at him and said, Start by serving with love. Greet every person as if they were the most important one you'll ever meet. Because you never know when the person you're serving might be the one who built the roof. Above you, the waiter nodded, tears running down his face. The boy turned to the customers. See? You all laughed. But now you clap. My mother says people change only when they feel. The old man chuckled softly. Your mother is right again. As the meal ended, the old man stood up. Today, I found two kinds of people, the ones who judge and the ones who understand. I hope you all choose to be the second. He looked around the restaurant one last time and said, This place will change from today. Every week, one free meal for the poor. And this boy's mother will bring the flowers for every table. The customers started to cheer, clapping louder. The boy smiled so brightly that even the waiter couldn't help but smile too. The manager, still pale, whispered, Sir, I'll make sure your wish becomes a rule. The old man nodded. Good, because if this place serves only the rich, it will die poor. In spirit. As they walked toward the door, the boy held the old man's hand. Thank you, sir. You're like the grandpa I never had. The old man smiled warmly. And you, my son, are the hope this world needs. Outside, the sun had started to set. The street was full of people hurrying home. But something in the air felt lighter. The old man looked at the sign of the restaurant one more time. It still had his name carved into it. He took a deep breath, closed his eyes, and whispered, My wife would be proud. The boy looked up. She's watching you, sir. I'm sure she is. The old man smiled and nodded. Yes, she always believed goodness returns. And today, it did. They walked away together, the rich man in old clothes and the poor boy with a heart of gold. Behind them, the restaurant buzzed again, but this time with laughter that sounded different, real laughter, honest and kind. And from that day on, people said the restaurant changed, not because the food became better, but because the people inside did. Moral of the story: never judge anyone by what they wear. The richest hearts often beat beneath the simplest clothes.